Let's now look at the CourseWorks Action Framework Extensions, or CAFE for short. I'm going to return to the home page of my updated action wizard here, and I'm going to go ahead and edit the Add Task with CAFE action from earlier. I can go to the Advanced Options page, and under Custom Action Form dropdown, you'll now see CAFE as a third option listed. We previously had the Enter a Custom URL property, and this is where the form override used to live. This is how you could override your action with your own custom HTML file and create your own interface for that action. That option's still available, but with CAFE, we make it simpler than ever to create your own action interfaces without having to write it from scratch. By default, that value will be set to none. What we've done with CAFE is recognize that for a number of use cases, traditionally what the users are after is really just a quick and simple way to update the look and feel of the form, maybe move some columns around, again, creating side-by-side forms, multi-tab forms, etc. And that's what CAFE was designed to do very quickly and easily. So by selecting CAFE, what you then get is a little boilerplate template that defines what that form will look like. And we don't need to go into that quite yet, but just trust that what that's done is at runtime identified every column that's part of that action and included it inside a script block that will be used to control the layout of that form. As part of that, CAFE will then update or leverage, again, the new widgets that we've applied for all the different field types. And with that, I can simply hit save, go back to my site, which I've conveniently got open here already. And let's look at a version of that Add Task action with CAFE applied. So you can see now a new look and feel. Again, by default, it will retain the classic layout of column name on the left, column input on the right, but you see the new refreshed inputs for different field types. So choice fields now give you a very clear indication if you want to deselect the current option or select a new one. A nice new date picker, no longer the clunkier one of old, makes it very easy to go in, peruse across time, select individual dates as needed. If my field were configured as date and time, I'd get a nice accompanying time picker as well. A person field, right? Again, you'll note maybe perhaps the lack of the current user checkbox, no longer necessary. We automatically put the current user at the top of the dropdown, so it's very easy to find and select yourself. And of course, I've got a multi-line text box here as part of my form as well. So with CAFE, there's built-in logic for all your out-of-the-box SharePoint column types and an automatic styling or refreshing, if you will, of that form presentation to give you this new slick, modern look and feel. And let's go ahead and put in a quick task. Why not? And of course, I forgot to assign it to myself, so I have to go to the next page to find my unassigned task. Now again, that's just a simple and easy way. Getting a form that looks like that is literally as quick as going into the advanced section and choosing Use CAFE from that drop-down. But what if you want to do a more complex form? Maybe you want to do some side-by-side fields. Maybe you want to do a tabbed form. We've got an example of that here as well, and I'll show you the result, and then we'll look at exactly how you configure that. So in this example, I'm still working with my local task list here, but I've done things like take and put multiple inputs side by side in logical arrangements, start date and due date next to each other. I've created a multi-tab form, or I have some inputs on one tab, some inputs on another. Right? And again, able to take advantage of the widgets that CAFE uses for all the new form inputs, but without having to write any JavaScript myself. And so let's go ahead and open up that particular action and see exactly how that was configured. What's nice is these new modern browsers also give you scrollable sections within, so it makes it very easy for me to make this window bigger and show exactly what it is that we've done inside of here. In fact, let me go ahead and pull over a full screen version and we'll talk through real quick that configuration. Okay? Essentially what you'll see here is that we've created a mechanism whereby you lay out your form inputs simply using a basic HTML table, the simplest of markups that most all users are familiar with. And of course, again, CAFE will automatically generate a simple HTML block for you as soon as you turn it on for that action. You can then simply take and cut or copy paste fields between different sections, and by creating multiple tables, create a multiple tab interface form. Again, Cafe is going to create this boilerplate file for you as soon as you enable it within that action, and then all you have to do is go into the browser or from a separate page, reformat, move something around. So let's say I want to take and move our title and priority column to be below the start date and due date instead of above. I do a quick copy paste, I hit save, apply my changes, and if I go back and run my action again, we'll have the updated experience there automatically. Right? So again, traditionally the type of effort that would require web developer skills, working in SharePoint Designer, and a number of steps that most users may not be familiar with, now we make it very easy for them to go in, cut and paste, move around, design the layout of that form, and not have to do a lot of coding to achieve that.